So everybody is trying. I'm going to be calling this, if a person writes down, people coincidence during a psychosis online. People coincidences do exist. The coincidences are real even though I have schizophrenia. My dad's, girlfriend and his, girlfriend's sister are people coincidence people. Sometimes my dad will mention his girlfriend or say his girlfriend's sister's name. And they're people coincidence people that are real even though I have schizophrenia. So my belief is that God is a girl like the girl from The Ring that holds a knife, and her husband is a man with a beard. There are times where I will scroll through my Facebook feed and I will hallucinate girls with black hair or girls with blonde hair when I scroll through my Facebook feed. Or I see some people coincidence people or things like that. And the coincidences are real even though I have severe paranoid schizophrenia. So my belief is that this girl follows me around all the time with a knife. And I'm wicked because of that. And I like to study witchcraft and read witchcraft books. Because with Wicca the laws are to know to hold determined to keep silent and see the people coincidences are real even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. So it's like you know that a god and goddess are there. And my friend told me that the goddess has more power. So I do believe that. I believe in an afterlife and things like that. And I get my injections every 2 or 3 weeks. And I take my depression medication every now and then. As I said, I haven't been in a psychosis for a year. But the coincidences are real all the time, even though I have schizophrenia. There are times where I will think words, and people will say them, or I will think laughter, and laughter will happen on TV, or things like that. Or people will say words when I think of them, or things like that. Or I'll scroll through my Facebook feed and think of a word, and this word will pop up in my Facebook feed, or things like that. It could be my schizophrenia when I scroll through my timeline and I see words that aren't really there, and things like that. But the people coincidences are real all the time, even though I have schizophrenia. And I hear voices sometimes that talk like angels and things like that. And I hallucinate, shadow people and things like that. And I have a very severe case of paranoid schizophrenia. Um, and as I said, in 2020 I had a psychosis where I wasn't aware of my surroundings, because the people coincidences are real all the time. And I was hearing voices and things like that. And I was unable to make a girlfriend for about 2 years. But my friend said that when I go to his house, he'll hook me up with girls soon. Um, Psychosis is scary. And I believed things like, I would be attacked, or, objects will move by themselves, or things like that, or knives will fly out and stab me randomly. But I believe that I'm protected and things like that. Um, Now, as my religious belief, um, when I noticed the people coincidence people, I got scared, and I had a psychotic episode, and I had to go to court, but it was just a peace order. Um, but I believe that I am protected, and I have friends and things like that, but it's very difficult for me to maintain a normal life, because I have paranoid schizophrenia. Um, but I do well as a schizophrenic now. I get my injections. Um, and the woman who gives me my injections is a girl with black hair. And my therapist, when I was on a treatment team, was a woman named, Kristen. And then my new therapist is named Crystal. So I see that as a people coincidence. And I even told my therapist that her name was like the name of my last therapist and things like that. Um, so if a person writes down, people coincidence, um, if they have a psychosis on the internet, and they write down that they have paranoid schizophrenia, do believe them, because people coincidences are real, and things like that. And the coincidences are real even though I have schizophrenia. Um, it's not like I believe that I have any special powers as a Wiccan person. I just see the people who coincidence people. When I scroll through my timeline and I share things, I try to stay happy, but there are times where I get sad, um, with my life. But I believe that I'm protected, by a dark goddess that loves me, and a god that loves me, and things like that. And these are my tattoos, which is a Grim Reaper, a Gemini, and an angel that has black hair with a tombstone. And my angel has black hair because of my belief in, Hecate. And my disability was approved very fast, because of my belief in Hecate and a god, which is a man with a beard. And I haven't been in a psychosis for a year, but the people coincidences are real even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. So I'm going to, end this vlog now.